I'm the big man, attorney Joey Franks, here with Big Man Law in Jackson, Mississippi. And today we are back up to Judge Middleton. It's been a little while since we've been there, so glad to get back over to him. Now, I am going to give you a little bit of a heads up. The individual who's the defendant in this case has what appears to be either a speech or hearing impairment. He's difficult to understand in some parts. I just want to give the viewers a heads up because some people may not want to watch that. But the flip side is it's pretty accurate representation of what happens in court sometimes. Individuals do have disabilities, individuals do have translators come in, and it makes it choppy in court. So I thought this was a good one to put on there because it can be really accurate to how sometimes things really are in court. Also going to give you a spoiler alert, but it's worth it. The defendant doesn't end up going to jail, but you're going to want to stay until the end to see how he tries to get a ride home. That is priceless.
All right. Good morning, Mr. King. Could you have a seat?
That's better.
Hi. I got your lawyer, Mr. Knopfinger, to join us. So thank you to him. He was here on another matter and I corralled him to come in here. This is file number 241134 SM, People versus Reggie King. Mr. King, you were charged with assault and battery last May for an incident that occurred at the Spartan Motel, and the complaining witness was Lori Wilkers. Lori Wilkes. All right. You spent 8 days in jail, and then you posted a bond, and then you got out. Then you failed to appear again, and you posted another bond. So you spent 18 days in jail so far, and then I think you got arrested yesterday. How did you come to get arrested yesterday?
I have no clue.
Did they come and stop you at the motel or what?
No, I don't live there no more.
Where did you get arrested?
I got arrested at my brother's house.
At Dewey's house?
My brother, I'm staying over there. And it was, my brother's in the hospital. His girlfriend, April, she works every day. She's a caregiver. She helps take care of people. And it was just me, Virginia, and the three kids. I was in the living room.
What town was that in?
What?
What town was that in? Oh,
Rivers.
That's Dewey's house?
Yeah. And fucking, they're all.
What's your language? All right, well, Mr. King, what I represented to your lawyer.
Hey, no, you finish. I'm the boss.
Oh, well, all right, well, that's debatable. You drop an F-bomb again, and I'm going to leave you in jail for a while. All right, what do you want to tell me?
And they went to the front back bedroom. All of them did, well, go to the front bedroom, okay. That's what Virginia told Brooklyn, the front bedroom. Okay, they're back there talking. I'm sitting out in the living room with the two boys. And then here comes Brooklyn, two back to the bedroom. I'm like, okay, what the hell is going on?
And that's when you got arrested yesterday?
Yeah. And then all of a sudden they come outside the bedroom, well, we're gonna go to the store. Okay, so I'm sitting here waiting. They said they're going to the store. I go outside from upstairs. I know I heard them out there talking. And then all of a sudden I got covered my door. Well, we got places in this. I didn't say shit. Besides, are you okay? Because Virginia was sitting on the couch. And Brooklyn came up, sat next to her, started crying, holding her, bawling her eyes out, crying. She gets up, goes to the chair. I'm like, Brooklyn, you okay? Virginia's like,
let me cut right to the chase. I don't need to know this part, but you've been in jail for a total of 19 days, 8 days, 10 days, and one more. So I represented to your lawyer, Mr. Knopfinger, that if you would plead guilty to assault and battery and knocking that girl down or pushing her down, that I would give you 19 days jail, credit 19 days, and take your fine out of your bond. Now, assault and battery is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500.
No, but see, there's cameras on that too. Just like there was with the other one. With the one that hit me in the head with the baseball bat.
All right, well, this doesn't have anything to do with a baseball bat. She contended you got in an argument with her and you pushed her and pulled her hair back in May. May 11th. What?
It's not according to what the camera said.
All right, well, okay. So my representation to you and your lawyer is here. If you plead guilty to an assault and battery on Lori Wilkes, I will give you 19 days jail, credit 19 days, and use the bond to pay your fine.
So, Judge, that means that the case would just be over today?
Correct.
And then would Mr. King get out of jail today and he wouldn't owe any fines and costs? You'd take it out of his bond?
Correct.
Does that make sense, Reggie?
Hey, can you point me to my attorney?
Yeah, he's here. Can you hear him?
I can hear him. I want to look at him if that's okay.
All right. Can we open the breakout room so Luke can talk privately with Mr. King?
I can go, Judge, I have my laptop. I can go wherever. I'll find it.
Because if I can.
All right, well, hold still.
We do that.
Because if I can do this and if I'm not going to get charged for it because there's cameras that states I did not do it.
All right, hold still.
But if I can get out of this easily, if you're willing to do this for me, Middleton,
Yes, sir.
then I guess if it's okay with him, I'll take it.
All right, we'll let you talk to your lawyer here about it.
Because if I can get out of jail right now and no fines, no cost, I have money. No,
All right,
I'm
well,
not-
hold up till Luke logs in here.
Okay.
Luke, I greatly appreciate your being here.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
Reggie, click the button that says join.
I tried to find exit button. He said it is exit button. I said this. Hey, Milton, sorry.
All right, well, have a seat, Mr. King. Mr. King, have a seat.
Got it.
All right, we're back in the matter of People versus Reggie Lee King. File number is 241114SM. Yeah, opportunity to speak privately with his client in a breakout room. Mr. Knopfinger, did we resolve the case?
Yes, Judge. Spoken to Mr. King. Also, he's apologetic for the language he had used earlier. He's just a little frustrated. He will enter a plea to assault and battery. The factual basis, Judge, will be in one in which he did approach her and she was under the immediate apprehension of a battery and kind of reacted.
All right. Mr. King, other than what I told you about what I proposed to do for the sentence, did anybody promise you anything to get you to plead to this
No,
or threaten you to try to get you to plead?
no.
You understand that if you do plead to this charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury. If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. And as I indicated, Mr. Knopfinger made a special effort to be here with us this morning.
Yeah,
If you had a trial, you'd have a right to take the witness stand and testify on your own behalf, but you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. and you have the right to be presumed innocent unless the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Did you get into some sort of disagreement with this Lori Wilkes back on May 11th?
I got in a disagreement with her and I got up in her face, but she dropped to the ground and she must have thought I hit her.
That's sufficient. All right, now, have you got a way to get back to Three Rivers?
I don't think so.
All right, well, then you walk up here to the courthouse and the bailiffs will make sure you get a bus pass, okay?
Well, can I get a ride with you?
No, I won't be, whatever direction you're going in, I won't be going in that direction.
That sounds fun. Me and you hanging out in the car.
Yeah, that sounds like great fun. Maybe ride the back of my truck.
Hey, come on.
All right.
Hey, I can bring we can stop and get a pre-roll.
All right.
Come on, man.
All right. You're pushing the envelope here, Mr. King. I'm going to give you 19 days jail credit, 19 days, a $125 crime victims' rights fee and state minimum fee, and a $75 attorney fee. That adds up to $200. From the bond is $200. Now you've also got you got a bunch of other unpaid stuff. I'm going to wipe out another one. 23643 FY felony disturbing that was reduced to disturbing or attempted RO or something. I'm going to wipe that out. There's others, but I'm just going to deal with that one. All right, Mr. King, you should be able to get out. Hopefully you get lunch. If you need a bus pass, stop at the courthouse. The bailiffs can give you one. All right.
Can I go with you?
No, he's not going your direction either.
Well,
Whatever it is, we're not going that way. All right. Good luck, Mr. King.
Thanks, Judge. Thanks.
Thank you, Luke, for your help and going the extra mile there. Jordan's headed not in that direction either, so I won't.
Actually not.
All right, so Judge Middleton does great as always. This guy seems to be a frequent flyer. He's done 19 days in jail. He gets credit for time served. His fines are converted over from a bond. It appears he put a cash bond. There's two types of bonds that you see frequently in Mississippi, and you have the cash bond where you actually put up the full amount of the bond, and on the back side, if you're found not guilty, you get the money back. If you're found guilty, then fines come out of there, and if there's anything remaining, you get that back. And the second type of bond is going to be a written bond. That's where you go through a bail bondsman, and it's generally 10% with a minimum of $150, and some jails have a turnkey fee. So for example, if you had a $1,000 bond in Mississippi, then your actual bond would appear to be $100, but the minimum is $150, and then there may be a turnkey fee depending on the prison or jail. Prison, you don't go to prison and get a bond, you go to jail, generally speaking. And they normally have a turnkey fee that can be anywhere from $50, $60, $75. It varies. But that's what's happening here. He's pleading guilty. He doesn't do any time. He doesn't have to come out of pocket any money. He's square with the house and walks out. The only thing I don't agree with here is he's got some concerns about video and things like that. This is clear he just got arrested. This is moving very quickly. I always want to see discovery, and there's multiple reasons for that. One, I want to know exactly what's going on. Two, my clients want to know exactly what's going on. A client can handle something a lot better if they see on video the problems that you're pointing out. And the flip side is, if there aren't any issues there, you don't need to be taking a plea necessarily. There are exceptions to this. There was one time I specifically remember a client was on their 9th DUI. And I don't know how the officer messed this up. I don't know how the system didn't catch it. But they had one digit off in this client's driver's license number. So the client showed up as this is their very first DUI. In reality, it was their 9th. They were looking at a mandatory 10 years in prison here. So what we did is we figured it out. We ran right down to the courthouse on the first court date. We pled guilty, didn't ask any questions, took a DUI first offense, 2 days in jail, 2 days suspended, paid a fine, and went on about our business. So there are extenuating circumstances where you wouldn't want to see the discovery. If you know the facts are bad, if somebody's looking at a felony and you can keep this a misdemeanor and run it through real quick without anybody being any the wiser, it's a very valid option. But to the fun part. The dude requests a ride home with Judge Middleton, who is going any direction but the direction he is going. I love it. And he asked everybody, at least Middleton does, everybody's going different directions than this guy. It's great. I love it. If you don't get a laugh out of that, I can't help you. But that also happens in courtrooms sometimes. Everybody gets a nice chuckle. Nobody's upset. Courtrooms are always portrayed in shows and movies as being extraordinarily adversarial. And keep in mind that we actually end up working with these same people year after year, decade after decade. There are some prosecutors that have been in the same spot that I can remember being a baby lawyer walking in there and meeting them or calling them on the phone saying, hey, I'm attorney Joey Franks, I just started practicing. So I remember all those when I first made those initial points of contact. And you build a reputation. And if you are always one that comes in like a bull in a china shop, and you're not going to get the best outcomes a lot of times. If you come in there and folks know that when you tell them they get a bad case and you know how to prove it's a bad case, they take you very seriously. So reputation means a lot, but you also build a reputation through camaraderie, which means on occasion you can all laugh together a little bit. And that's what happens here, and it's a fun time. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this video. I hope you did. And if you're still here, give us a like and subscribe to the channel. What are your thoughts on getting a ride with Judge Middleton? Would you want to ride with the judge after you get pulled over and arrested and all that good stuff? Leave it in the comments. Love to hear about it. I try to answer all the comments personally. Whenever I have any kind of downtime, I pull up the iPad and I get after it, and I love it. Some of the stuff y'all come up with is really quite great. But I hope everybody is keeping warm and having a great new year.